Welcome, Ira Epstein, and it's time to talk about this week's election results, what it means for the markets, both the stock market, the futures markets, interest rates, the US dollar, so on and so forth. And any way you want to look at it, in terms of stocks, it's bullish. The market is looking at a situation that you can see just by the prices this week up to new all-time highs in many of the indices that the market overwhelmingly likes the Trump idea of making America great again. Resounding defeat for the Democrats. It could be a full sweep of Congress on top of that, which I wanted to see a split Congress because I don't like any one party to have full control of everything. They can go too far, too fast. But what we know is the word fast is what Trump is going to be about. He has 4 years, no other term coming, and he's going to put his imprint on whatever he thinks his legacy is going to be for America. So we have to talk about how this all starts out. And it probably starts out, any way that I'm going to look at it, with taxes. And via the taxes, I think you're going to see that when we've already seen this, he wants to reduce taxes on Social Security. He wants to do away with taxes on tips for workers. I don't know what that means if that happens with all these rate increases that we've given. The wage increases is the right word. What does that do? Are we overpaying them that because now the taxes on tips don't exist? I mean, that's another 30% for a lot of people on top of the tip. So that would be an interesting part, assuming people pay taxes on tips. And I think, when it's a cash market of a tip left on that table, who's going and saying that that's the tip? So that's the reality. Increased deregulation should be another area that we look at very hard. And that deregulation is going to come about, think about energy. And the Biden administration shutting things down in Alaska, the Keystone Pipeline shut down, not there. Makes no sense to me. Always made sense that we take our oil, get it to our ports, make it there, and take away our dependence on the Middle East. And well, I think you're going to see that under a Trump administration. Increased government spending. Does anyone watching this think that the government's not going to keep spending? It didn't matter if it was Trump or if it was Harris. It's going to be increased spending, and the question is controllable or not. That is my part that scares me. I think military spending has been put back, and I think you'll see that come right on board with all kinds of other programs. Now that's going to take us, what does that then mean for the Treasury market? Because we have been talking now for the better part of months. Is interest rates, what they're going to do, how far is the Fed going to cut rates? Do you honestly think they can cut as far if they've got less tax revenue? If they're going to see more government spending? You may think that. I don't, because our Fed is still very data dependent, and those type of issues will show up in CPI and PPI. So you've got to consider that. The reduced taxes gives the government less money on hand. They'll go to the auction market. In the auction market, to attract people to buy your debt, it's generally by the yield that you offer. So the question then is, at first, is it America's the place to be? It's so strong and you can get people to come in at low numbers? Or do you have to offer a higher yield in order to attract money to keep the economy going? We just came off, and you watched all of 2024 as the Treasury kept flooding the market with more and more, debt. And we are watching the cost of that is the amount of money that we are spending as Americans to service that debt. Increased tariffs, we've been told, and we can count on them from Trump, that that's a benefit to us. I don't know that it is. To me, a tariff is a tax, one way or the other. The government doesn't pay it, I pay it. So if I need a piece of goods that is coming from China and it's going to be 60% more and I have to have it, the way I look at it, I'm paying 60% more. To me, that's a tax. What does this all mean for the US dollar? Well, it's going to make America more powerful right off the bat. People will be listening. You couldn't get Biden to get anybody to listen to him in the Middle East. I don't know if Trump will do better or not. He says he can get it resolved. We'll see. But if I'm Iran, I think you got a problem. I think they realized that Biden allowed their oil to be shipped with monies flowing into Iran so that energy prices were under control because he didn't want to increase American production or take in more Canadian production via the pipelines and the like. Guess what? That's going to change under Trump. So I think that Iran has a problem, and that's why I think that already Russia has reached out and Putin has got an open mind to at least talk about Ukraine. It doesn't mean he'll give in the way that President Trump wants to, but Trump has an agenda, and part of it is settling that war. So from my point of view, a strong dollar. Even though President Trump will preach he wants a weak dollar, how do you get it under those scenarios? I don't see it. That doesn't mean it can't happen, I just don't see it. Maybe I'm blind. So it's going to be hard to come by, and you're already seeing the strong dollar, the strong stock market. You're seeing now a giving back a bit of the yield because of the strong dollar in terms of the interest rates. And you can expect a flood of money from the world markets to be rushing into America under this president. So that's basically what I'm looking for in my first go-round of looking at things at this point. But we talk about things like this all the time, and here's how you find out about it. It's via our website. And via the website, you're able to come in, see first, if you look through here, all my videos as to how they'll come about. I publish 4 of these a day for you. Then we're talking the research. We have different types. Our daily videos, which are right here, but then you've got the market research that I do twice daily for you, and that's written all in bullet points, meant to be read under 3 minutes to drive points home to you and get you thinking about different things. But I back it up with videos in the morning that are 15, 20 minutes long. However, there's a scroll bar at the bottom. You can jump to the sections, and they're all broken down for you, both in futures markets and spider ETFs, by the way, and you get a combo package of that. You can learn with our courses, as you see right here. I'm just showing you the different ones that work through here. All of our different client resources right in through here. She shows you how to work with us and how this all works out through there. And even if you use on TradingView, you can get all my different studies placed on there in addition to our own charting software. So give us a consideration. It's all at IraEpstein.com. When you come there, this page will change as I put up these new videos, and thanks for listening. I'll see you next week with more commentary.